What's up everyone, and welcome to 2022's very first analysis video. Yes, this analysis video took time to shape up because we've been actually busy with a few other things, but I have been actively interacting with my YouTube people, with you guys. We've been doing daily shorts, getting to know you guys. We've also been doing tips to improve your trading mindset. We're done with tip number 7, which was the last and final tip. Yes, do check those things out. So in today's video, I'm going to be just giving you a market update, what's been happening in the world, what's been happening in the markets as a whole, and before we can actually analyze some of the few things that we have today. So yes, volatility has absolutely been crazy these past few weeks. We're going to be recapping on that as well. And guys, my heart and prayers do go out to everyone in the Ukraine. We are watching this whole sad disaster in front of our eyes, and I hope everyone will be okay. War between Russia and Ukraine. Oil has reached its all-time highs of $126 a barrel. Gold is making its way back to August 2022's highs. We're gonna also go into gold as well. And then GBP JPY, the pound has been falling like crazy. Market, the moves that the market is making right now are just record breaking. Today it's currently day 14 of Russia versus Ukraine. Now guys, the tensions are shifting, and it's getting more crazier and crazier. It's becoming more of a Russia-Ukraine story versus the world. Global sanctions, meaning global restrictions, have been placed upon Russia. We'll have to see if they'll have a full-on retaliation or they'll just put an end to this. But the question is, the big question is, what will Russia's reputation be like after this? Let us see what the market has for us. So right now we do have the Eurgjpy. Let me just go down to my weekly chart. In my weekly chart, I can see that we've been falling. Like I said, we've been having crazy moves. We have a triple top at the bottom, signaling reversals to the downside. So looking more into our most recent price data, we can see that the market has just been channeling too much. Not really a beautiful market on our weekly, but we can see now we have a beautiful downward channel here. Place it in for you. Okay, this is what we have on our Eurgjpy, and we having reversals to the upside. We had our final touch of our supporting trend line here, and then we came back to test that same supporting price there. Let us dive into our H4, see what we have on our H4 chart. Right, as you can see, this actually was one of the signals that was sent in the signal room this past week. There was some sort of a reversal that we caught with everyone in the group, and they, however, did hit their target price. I will show the signal right here. So what we did was we caught this break of structure right here, and market fortunately broke out impulsively, so it gave us some time to wait for the retest. After the retest, we knew that we are going bullish, so we actually entered our long positions there, and we only had one target price, of which was somewhere around here, and target was eventually hit. But in this case, in this instance of a reversal, we do know that if we get a shoulder price here, we get a head, and we get another shoulder price here. Market is set to reverse. Sorry about that. Market is set to reverse to the upside, and now we're going to be challenging our turning point in the market. As you can see, this is our first turning point in the market, and we have another turning point here in the market, and we have another turning point here in the market. You could easily use these prices as your target prices of the Eurgjpy, but as you can see right now that we are fortunately heading to this price over here. You could just simply wait for your break of structure. Once market breaks out of this structure here and retest above it, you can actually go more for your long orders on the Euro GBP. So that is our first chart we're going to be looking at. Let's go to our second one, of which is the GBP JPY. This is something that I actually wanted to show you guys. I did also give out a signal for sales on the Eurgbp. It really did fall. I want to show you something. As you can see, the beautiful double top price over here. Market did give us a double top inside here. Market fell, but however did not complete the 100% mark until the end of the double top. So what market did, it turned by here, it turned by the 50% mark, going back to the 100% mark, creating another touch of the resistance, making it a fresh new double top. So now market is still trying to attempt to complete the 100% mark of the double top, but as you can see, we did however correct by the 90% mark, and we're still fortunately heading to our most lowest part of the trend. Rather, let me show you something here. We're having a supporting price over here, and we're having our resisting price over here. And after you can see this, you can clearly see that it is our classic impulse correction move that we have over here. We're just waiting for market to complete its full-on retest until this level of resistance. After that, we're heading for sales. But as you can see, market however did come to spike a bit of the resistance, and it's falling a bit now. This is something that AUD NZD. Let me just look at the AUD NZD. This is something that the AUD NZD also painted for us. We had sell orders on the AUD NZD. Yeah, it is something like this. Market did come to break out of this structure and retest the structure, giving in further selling opportunities. But let us go back to our GBP JPY, and we shall continue. So as you can see, market is painting some sort of a corrective wave to the resisting prices. Let me start with my resistance. For every resistance, we know that we do have a support. So after market does that, we know that we are, take that out. We know that we could be expecting further selling opportunities, but we don't just go in for sales prematurely. We do know that we have a reversal bar here, but we don't go prematurely. We either wait for reversal pattern. One of the reversal patterns that we use is a double top. So if market comes to give us a high, it should come to spike again and give us another high. Or what we could be waiting for is one of the reversal patterns we call a head and shoulder. Market came to give us a shoulder, a head, and once it breaks out of the structure, it gives us a further shoulder, of which is signaling selling orders to the downside. So it is one of the reversal patterns that we look for. We can't just go in for sales prematurely, even if we see that the GBP JPY did hit our resistance and is currently falling. But no, we do actually wait for further confirmations before going in. So that is what we have on our GBP JPY. Lastly, let's just go back to the gold. I want us to look at the gold. This is something that one of my mentors, the Almighty Jaguar, was actually looking at for quite some time. So let us go to our much larger time frames. We do, however, for those who are new to the Forex market, let me just explain something to you guys. Why do we usually look at our higher time frames? You look at our higher time frames because our higher time frames hold a lot of influence more compared to our lower time frames. If you look at your weekly chart, you can actually have some sort of a view like this. But if you look at your M5 or your M15 chart, it can actually give you something else, something different to what you have there. So as you can see, this is all-time high of August. This is the highest price that gold has got to. This is something that I talked about when the video started, and as you can see that we had some sort of break of structure. This market gave us some sort of shoulder price and a head price and a shoulder here, showing us that it is actually going to our upper part of the trend. So this is what we call the inverse head and shoulder. Inverse head and shoulder usually occurs more to our lower part of the trend. Why? So it is like this. It is something of this nature. It occurs at our lowest part of the trend. It signals reversals in the market. And if we have a proper head and shoulder, which usually occurs more to our upper part of the trend, it's signaling reversals from the upside to the downside. These are one of the two reversal patterns of which we use. Let me just remove the drawings and then let us dive into our daily chart. We saw that on our weekly chart that market broke out of a reversal pattern, and it broke out impulsively, and it came to spike our highest price point, of which was our all-time high at a time, right? So now what are we actually anticipating based on what is happening in the world? One of my mentors, Jawa, told me that if something of this nature is happening, we do know that fundamentals hold a lot of power on the market as compared to our technicals. So if something is happening like this in the world, something of this nature, this is actually World War number 3. So if World War number 3 is happening, we do look at our fundamentals more than we look at our technicals. But as you can see, what our technicals are telling us right now, we have reached a level of resistance. And we do know at a level of resistance, nobody said that it is allowed to sell, right? Or nobody said that we are allowed to sell at this current moment. Why am I saying this? Market is not really turning. This is not a turning point. This is not signaling a reversal in the market. This right here is simply signaling a continuation. This could be a correction. All of this red candle here, this whole daily candle here could be a correction to our recent support. And after that, we can't, however, still break out of the structure. And once we break out of the structure, Lord knows what comes next after that. Because already we have broken out of we have fortunately reached our all-time high. And after reaching an all-time high, what we could be expecting is one of these things here. We see that market has been channeling properly and actually respecting this particular price point over here. But what is more important to us is what is happening in our recent price data. In our recent price data, we've seen that market broke out of the structure here, broke out of the structure impulsively, right? Let me just erase some of this noise over here. Market came to break out of the structure impulsively, right? And after the market breaks out of the structure impulsively, it comes to retest. Once it retests, it continues with further buying opportunities. And once it continues with further buying opportunities, this retest over here created a new level of resistance. This correction here created a new level of resistance of which market came to break out of, right? So once market broke out of that resistance, market came to fall again. So now one of two things could be happening. Market could be now trapping traders. We're having a high and we're having a low here, and we could be expecting another shoulder here. This is what traders, or rather the market could be painting for traders to be trapped in this market. Or the second factor could happen is that, let me reverse these drawings. The second factor of which could be happening is that market, now that we've seen that market has reached this level of resistance, of which is now a support, we can simply buy again. Why are we buying? We are buying because we never ever got a reversal pattern. So if we get to this high here, we know that we could be getting a double top and be heading for short orders. But if we're not headed for short orders, we know that market can still break out of the structure and we could be looking for further buying opportunities. That is some of the things that you should be looking at, or rather looking to see in the market. We do not want to be caught on the wrong side of the market. This week we, however, still running at a 100% success rate in our signal room, and mentorship is still also looking all right. Everybody in the mentorship is currently happy with the signals and the level of service type which they're receiving. what is happening in the Ukraine, unfortunately, is really, really sad to watch and to witness. For those who are part of it, really do not want to be a part of it, and it is so really heartbreaking for everybody who is out there. But yeah, Houghton, our warmest regards and prayers go out to everyone out there. But yes, this is what we have on our market watch, or rather our watch list for this week and the upcoming weeks. I'll be more than willing to assist those trading gold and those trading the GBP JPY or the Eurgbp. Do get in touch with me through my Telegram chat, or do get in touch with me through my WhatsApp or through my Instagram. You can feel free to let me know what you think of these setups, so you can simply comment in the comment section and we can take it from there. Without wasting more of your time, this is Letabo Mukwena, FS Gold Mentor, signing out.